we learned the Raiders have agreed to a contract extension with Derek Carr, as he will get 3 years and $121.5 million. That is the extension. Carr was a lame duck before the contract. He was heading into the final year of his deal and is now, if the contract ends up being legit and if Carr doesn't suck, he will be the starter for the next 4 seasons in Nevada, assuming that Vegas does not hit the eject button. Now, this is risky business because nobody knows whether or not Josh McDaniels and Derek Carr will be interlocking puzzle pieces or they will be at loggerheads. You don't know what you don't know, and you don't know until you know. But Vegas is betting on the Fresno State connection, the kinship between Davante Adams and Derek Carr, that Davante Adams will elevate the play of Derek Carr from a second-rate quarterback into something better than that will pay immediate dividends and for the next few years. So let us discuss the question. You going to go thumbs up or thumbs down? Is the Derek Carr news a reason to celebrate in Raider Nation? So I'm going thumbs down on this. All right, I got thumbs down. So the way that you should look at this objectively is ambivalent when it comes to Derek Carr. That's the word, ambivalent. So I've got fishing rod, Aristotle, and lukewarm. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a MALLER pizza. Now, what is a MALLER pizza? MALLER pizza is garlic, onion, bell pepper, a lot of cheese, a lot of different kinds of cheese, and a thick crust. That's a MALLER pie. And to lead off, though, listen, Derek Carr did not have leverage here, which makes this decision a bit puzzling for the Raiders. Everybody knows one of the cardinal rules in any negotiation, whether it's in sports or business in general, is that you never bid against yourself. So with that as the backdrop, who exactly were the Raiders bidding against? It's a serious question. Was it an imaginary team? Was it the 33rd team that doesn't exist or the 34th team in the NFL? Because Vegas, on this one, they wear the paper bag with the extension. It's not the worst thing in the world, but considering the marketplace for Derek Carr the last several years, the Raiders have put Carr out on a fishing rod. At the end of a fishing rod, he was the bait, and then they cast the fishing rod out into the ocean, and it turns out the other 31 franchises were not biting. The 31 franchises said no. 2 different coaching staff, Jack Del Rio and John Gruden, both those regimes were looking to move on from Derek Carr. They put him on the flea market, and nobody was willing to give up what the Raiders wanted for Derek Carr. And even teams that had a big void, a black hole under center, were not swayed. We don't want him. Now, furthermore, is it true that this is a sweetheart of a deal for Derek Carr? Well, you have to read the fine print, but from what I'm hearing, I'm nodding my head yes, that he took advantage of quarterback inflation. It's not like Derek Carr has undergone some kind of massive metamorphosis. He's not an elite quarterback. He's far from it. You are what your record says you are, and he's a Jag, not a Jacksonville Jag, just a guy Jag. And he's standard issue at the quarterback position. He doesn't dominate consistently. He's right in the middle of the bell curve. And Carr's as good as most quarterbacks. He's better than a few, and he's worse than a lot. So he's right in that middle area there. And I'll give you the analogy of what Derek Carr is as a quarterback. I'll give you a cereal analogy. So when you were a kid, you probably liked Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I loved it. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, one of my favorite cereals. And let's say that's your favorite cereal. And you're like, hey, Mom, Dad, can I get a nice box of that Cinnamon Toast Crunch? And your mom brings home a box of great value Cinnamon Crunch from Walmart, and it looks similar, but it's generic brand. It's lacking the defined cinnamon swirls. It does not have the same cinnamon sugar taste, the aroma, the smell. It's all subdued because it's generic brand. And if you go on a blind taste test, Derek Carr is the equivalent of generic brand breakfast cereal as a quarterback. For a game or two, every season, Derek Carr, for a game or two, maybe even 3, can outplay the greats. But as the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle stated, water seeks its own level. So inevitably you will be taken down a couple of notches. Out of the 32-team league, Carr is typically in that 13 to 19 range among quarterbacks. On the big board, you have the very top, which is Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. You've got Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Joe Burrow. I put Burrow on there. You got to put Josh Allen now. Justin Herbert is on the fringes of that. But say, give or take, those are the grade 8. And then after that, you have the second wave. Now, Derek Carr is part of the second wave of quarterbacks. He's in that with Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, Alligator Arms Murray, Ryan Tannehill, Matt Ryan, although Matt Ryan's more of a third-tier guy now. And you've got Jimmy Garoppolo, Mac Jones. There's the way I would describe the second-tier quarterbacks, it's like a kaleidoscope. It fluctuates. Like there's a bunch of guys that are considered second-tier quarterbacks on my board. And it goes year to year, week to week. And some guys move up and they're closer to the top 10, and then they move back and they're closer to the 20s. All right, parting shot. So what grade does the Raiders signing of Derek Carr get? Well, I give them the paper bag treatment. I can't go lower than a C, and I can't go higher than a C. It's like that. The perfect grade is a C. It's a C+. The Raiders get a C+ on the Maller report card. I was going to go lower, and then I heard some of the details here. Carr becomes the 7th quarterback in the $40 million club. How many sports radio guys are in that club? Anybody? Is Cowherd in that? Anybody? I don't know. Anyway, among multi-year quarterback contracts, he's 14th in terms of guaranteed money, because really that's what matters, the guaranteed money. And the Raiders, from what I've been told here, they have an option of going year to year on the contract. So even though it seems like it's a 4-year deal, if Carr comes out and takes a ride on the Vomit Comet right down the strip in Vegas, then the Raiders have some insurance here. They can hit the eject button. And looking around the AFC West, that said, look around the division. If you're a Denver Bronco, Kansas City Chief, Los Angeles Charger, right? What's your reaction? Your reaction is indifference. Your reaction is not, oh, crap, we're screwed. They're all unworried about this. That should give you pause if you're the Raiders, because the Raiders just locked up the 4th best quarterback in the division. So congratulations. And I'm not a Raider fan, but the sense I get from my brothers and sisters who are part of the Raider Nation, that the real silver and black fans are lukewarm on this. And there's really no reason to be any more than lukewarm when it comes to Derek Carr. Since he took over, the Raiders have 200 touchdown passes. The average NFL team has 204. So they're actually slightly below average with Derek Carr orchestrating the assembled musicians. Carr has played on an offense that was considered above the medium twice in 8 seasons with the Raiders. I mean, there's all kinds of numbers. And you, me, and Derek Carr have the same number of playoff wins and all-pro appearances, right? We're all the same, right? You listening, me talking, and Carr. No all-pros, no playoff wins. But wait, there's more. You, me, and Derek Carr have also led the NFL in the same number of offensive categories. Bupkis, none. Now, regardless, all of this being said, I maintain my position. While I am not a big believer in Derek Carr, he is solidly a second-tier quarterback. In the NFL, you can win a Super Bowl with a guy like Derek Carr, but everything Everything has to be spick and span in January. You have to play the most amazing football you've ever played for 1 month and into February. Defense and special teams must be immaculate. And that's a dangerous word, right? The Raiders are on the wrong side of the immaculate reception. But that's what the Raiders have to be if they're going to win with a guy like Derek Carr. Outside of him having a Nick Foles, Joe Flacco, out-of-body type experience in the playoffs, good luck on getting that to happen.